Hi everyone, my name is Kate Marshall. The channel name is called Inked Paper Art. Today is day 3 of 365 days of junk journal ideas. There's a new video that comes out on my channel every morning and it details another junk journal idea. So it can be anything from an ephemera piece to mixed media play to techniques to tricks and tips. Anything that involves making a junk journal, that's what we do here. So let me get started on day 3. We are going to be pressed for time today. The first thing you're going to need, archival ink pad. You're going to need distress inks in your favorite colors. You're going to need something to protect your work surface. I just have a piece of parchment paper here. We're just going to use that today. And so we're going to get started straight away. We're going to do some stamping today. So you're going to want to prep some stamps. I've got some prepped over here. And then you want your cardstock. Your cardstock is, my cardstock is right here. It was hiding from me. And so we're going to do some ink blending first. So many techniques shown today. First one is ink blending. For ink blending, you're going to want your blending brushes. And I'm going to start out with iced spruce. This is going to be an extremely fast project. So just get out your favorite inks. Start doing some ink blending. You're going to notice that I'm doing very, very quick ink blending. You do your ink blending however you want to do it. This is a quick little project. So I'm just going to do it as quick as I can here and get as many of these done in the time that we have together. So I'm doing some ink blending. I'm leaving a little open space in the middle. I am going to put ink there, but I am deliberately leaving it where there is mostly no ink. So I'm still going to blend that out. And I am blending today on some mixed media cardstock. And I'm aiming for a little bit of a shadow. So there we go. A little bit of a shadow here. And that's pretty good there. I'm going to blend in a little bit in this circle. My iced spruce ink pad is a little bit dry, which is weird because it just came out of the package. Okay, so we've got that kind of blended there. The next one I'm going to blend in is, let's do bundled sage on this one. So for bundled sage, let's see, we have no green brushes. I mean, this technically could be, let's just go for it. So we're going to blend this one. And I'm going to start here and move my way in. And I'm just being messy with my blending at this point. You're going to see in a minute, it's not going to matter. And so just blending. Speeding it up, turbo mode. Turbo mode. Okay, the last color I'm going to add is kind of a dark color. It's faded jeans. And so for faded jeans, you're going to want to kind of be careful with it. Just where I'm at right now with all of these colors, I don't want it to overwhelm anything. So I kind of just grabbed a little bit and I'm kind of blending from the bottom at this point up towards the top. And so this is going to turn into a tag or a journal card or whatever it is that I need it to be when I get to that point in my journal. And I'm just blending all different ways, getting that blended out. And I like it. I like it pretty good. I will say that it needs a little something else. And so I always add vintage photo. I love adding vintage photo when I'm doing ink blends. It kind of just frames out everything, and I don't know, it adds a warmth that I kind of feel like everything needs. And so this specific color, the vintage photo, I usually just go around the edge just kind of quickly. And this adds a warmth that the colors kind of all look better with. And I know You know, they're all Tim Holtz colors and he loves vintage photo. So I guess that's why they work so well together. So I'm going to call this one good. You can see it's pretty splotchy. It's not going to matter here in a minute. We're good with that one. The next one that we're going to do, I'm going to hang on to this vintage photo brush because I'm going to use it again in a minute. The next one that we're going to do is we're going to move into this color combination. Let's go ahead. We've got it out. Let's go ahead and get a purple going. So let's do, what color was this? This one was Dusty Concord. And I'm going to come back to the vintage photo here in a minute. But the Dusty Concord is where I'm going to start. And I'm going to pick it up. Get a lot there on the brush. And we're going to go around with that. Now, depending on what you're working on, you might get some cross-contamination off of your mat. I'm trying not to get too much of it, but you might get some. Just warning you. Okay, again, we're in turbo mode. At home, you know, you're going to blend how you're going to blend. I'm in turbo mode and I'm trying to get these cards done. So let's get that blended out. And so we've got blend, 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 blend. Blend, blend, blend. And then after we do all of these blends, we're going to move on to the next step. And so I just need to blend a little through the center here. I do like to leave the centers of my cards, my journal cards, whatever, a little bit lighter. So we've got that. We're good. No more purple for us. Now we're going to go to, where is it? Yes. Iced spruce again. So the iced spruce we're going to pick up. And I'm going to try to pick up quite a bit this time because this one has been pretty light for me this whole entire time. So let's really try to get in there and get that. I'm trying. The iced spruce might be needing a refill. It might be needing a refill. Okay. So the technique really is, when you're doing this carefully at home, start blending from off the card and then go onto the card. I'm doing turbo mode. Okay, we're good. We did blend. I'm going to just do a little tiny bit over the purple. I'm having a very hard time picking up iced spruce. I'm going to blend a little bit over the purple and kind of blend them together as much as we can. Next, I'm going to go back to the jeans. There's the jeans again. You're going to blend, blend, blend. And see there, we got a big gob of it. That's going to make my job a little harder, but it'll still work. So now I'm going to blend the jeans up into the iced spruce. Blending, blending, blending. We're going for a pretty dark looking card near the bottom with some patches of light. So we've got a little bit of light there. It's a little too much for me, so I'm going to go over it one more time there and fill that area in. We're good there. It doesn't matter. It's not covered perfectly. It doesn't matter. We're moving on to the next step. The next step is the vintage photo. The vintage photo is the last one that I'm going to put on these cards. And so I saved it over here. Let's get it. It really does warm it up and make everything better. In my opinion, it makes everything better. Around, 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 around. Very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. Most people stress about their blends. For this technique, you don't need to. And again, when you're at home, you're not going to be on a 15-minute timer. So you do you. I am going to do a little bit of vintage photo just in this area here to kind of warm it up. And I'm going to call that good. So this is what we ended up with. We have two beautiful blended backgrounds. They're gorgeous. I love them. Next step. All right. The next part of this, you want to have a little bit of space where you're not going to make too much of a mess on anything. So we've got this out. We've got that good. We're going to put our cards in the center, kind of close together. And then we're going to pick up some water. Any type of water, you know, will do. I'm just using the distress sprayer. I like the way it sprays. I'm going to do 2 sprays in my hand and I'm going to flick it onto my cards. Okay, so 2 sprays and flick, 2 sprays and flick, 2 sprays and flick, 2 sprays and flick. And there we go. We're done. That part of our project is all done. The next thing that you want to grab is you want to grab some kitchen roll, some paper towel, whatever you call it. You want to grab that. Now you want your water to sit on your cards for a couple of minutes. And as you can already see, it is reacting with the ink that is on the cards. I can see where, you know, you might need to pick up some. So the technique does require you to put the towel on the card and press down to pick up those water droplets. And so that's what I'm doing here. You don't rub it. You don't smush it. None of that. You're just literally putting the paper towel down and picking up the water droplets that you put on. Take a look and see what we ended up with. This is called Blended Backgrounds with Spray and Flick Method. If you want a little more spray and flick, like right here on this one, I can see where, you know, I would really like some big drips. Like I can even drip a little on there and get some big drips going. Maybe we'll use a little big drips on this one too. There we go. We'll let those sit another minute. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick up the ink off of them. If you have a heat tool, you can give it a little minute with the heat tool. Just quickly, you're not trying to dry it. You're just trying to let that ring form around the water droplet itself. So see here, I'm not rubbing. I'm just pressing and picking up those droplets of water. And so I've got that one up. And now I'm going to pick this one up. And we have beautiful backgrounds all ready to go there. And so at this point, I would dry them. I would definitely dry them with my drying tool. I don't have the drying tool. I don't have time for the drying tool. So we don't have drying tool today. But what we do have are our stamps to finish these off. So I'm going to very quickly ink up both of these little stamps. And this is a very, very juicy stays on pad. And so we're going to ink up both of these as quick as it's so juicy, guys. I went from having like no ink on my blending tool to extremely juicy. So we're going to get what we're going to get and we're not going to throw a fit. Anyway, you're going to dry your cards. They're basically dry because we didn't saturate them. But I'm just going to quickly attempt to center this without putting my face over it for the camera. And we're going to get what we get here. And it's going to be a beautiful journal card or tag. If we need to cut it down, we can cut it down. I may not have centered it perfectly. I did not. But it is still beautiful. I love it. And then we have this one. And I could try to stick my head over it and center it. But you know, we get what we get. So there's that one. I can tell neither of them are centered, but they're both gorgeous. I love them. So guys, it was a 14-minute 2 journal card technique. You blended your ink. You saw that I did not, you know, I was not super careful. I didn't take an hour. Really, honestly, all I was worried about is not contaminating my brushes. I blended out my backgrounds in whatever colors I wanted. I sprayed 2 times water in my hand and flicked it. So you spray the water in your hand, kind of let it roll to your fingers and flick it onto your cards. The flicking is the most important part. Let it sit for a minute. Use kitchen roll, paper towel, whatever you call it, and press it on just one time to get the water off. Stamp your thing, your focal point. You're good to go. They're gorgeous. I love them. Obviously, they're a little wet, but they'll work just fine. They're great. And we need to do these mixed media techniques in our junk journals to change up our repertoire. Okay, we're done. We did it. Have a good day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for day 4 of 365 days of junk journal ideas.